Welcome to Market Watch here at Road Dog Crypto, and today we're going to be taking a closer look at Bitcoin, trying to figure out what we can expect over this weekend where prices may see some extreme volatility. I'm also going to show you an advanced technique today that I've yet to see explained or even practiced by other analysts on YouTube, especially the crypto YouTube space. And it's definitely something that's accurate that you want to put into your toolbox. So if you like learning new things and keeping a pulse on the market for what you can expect, hit that like button and come on and join me in the chart room right now. Road Dog Crypto. So to briefly go over what's happened since my last video, we were looking at this humongous possible inverted head and shoulders, which did get a breakout, but because of the low volume, it just didn't have the push it needed to make it above this level of about 21,700. We needed that. Then we got the downward trend. Before this larger pattern developed, we had a break out of our channel, and it had a measured move from the breakout to take us right around this area here, just right under 19,000. And as you can see, we've met that. Now, because price action has dipped below this right-hand shoulder, we're no longer looking at this. And now what everyone on the charts is paying attention to, inverse Adam and Eve top pattern. This is a sizable pattern, especially to have so close to a bottom that we just touched. I think that's very interesting. I'm sure that that is throwing a lot of people for a loop. Now, there is a measured move where you take a measurement from the top of the pattern and you bring it down to the base, which is like a neckline right here, touching from this side to this side. The basic measured move would take this from where it breaks out, and we see that it comes down to this level around 17,866 in that area. Pretty close to my oh crap target of 17,789. But today I want to show you something very interesting, a new way to take measured moves. It's the same method that is mentioned by Thomas Bukowski, and how we do this is that we go to the pattern site and we go to the measured move rules, and we can see that the double top Adam and Eve down breakout has this formula right here. And I'm going to show you a very easy way to figure out this formula to make your measured moves more accurate. To the best of my knowledge, no one on YouTube has shared this and no one puts it into practice. And I think it's a very valuable tool that we can add to our toolbox. So 54% is the magic number that I'm looking at right here. So to put this advanced technique into practice, very easy to do, very similar to what we just did. We have our measured move in place. I'm going to take my Fibonacci tool. I'm going to start from the bottom of that line, carry it up to the top of that line we just measured. I'm going to bring this line down to approximately where 54 would be. This is the 0.5. Just a little bit above that is going to be our 54%. Take this, move it right back up to the breakout point, draw our little line there. And according to Thomas Bukowski, Adam and Eve patterns is where most of their measured moves play out to. Now, what does that mean? The best that it can tell us, the best that we can hope for is that we may get a bounce off of this. And if you look back with me quickly at the pattern site on the Adam and Eve pattern information, percentage meeting the price target 54%, that's where we get our calculations for that measured move that I just showed you. But I want to draw your attention to the pullback rate of 64%. What this means is that we can expect a pullback up to this region around 19,849. And if we do get the pullback up there, you can expect a lot of people to take shorts, and we may get a bigger price run down, more likely to this oh crap target 17,789. Now, if you guys are wondering what this line is here, this is a duplicate that I took of the head and shoulders neckline, moved it down here, and that'll give us an idea of a new channel that we may be in, and it will also help us to figure out some additional price targets. So as we wrap up this week and enter into the weekend, just keep in mind price is normally volatile on the weekends. We could be expecting a little leg up over the next day or so, and then another drop down. So if you're trading this market, be cautious. If you're new to trading, this could possibly be a good time just to kind of set out a little bit. The successful traders in this market right now, since we are in a downtrend, the trend is your friend, are the people who know how to short. So if you're not familiar with short trading, it's okay to set this out for a little while. And we can talk about some targets that, if you're investing, could be good targets if you're trying to DCA. We'll get to that in just a moment. Now I want to zoom out just a little bit and go to the weekly really quickly and just take a quick look at our indicators. We can see that our RSI on the weekly is right under 24%. That's absolutely crazy low. And if we take a quick look at the fear and greed, we can see that we are at 11, dropping down from a 13 from yesterday. The markets are shaking up right now, but there is a glimmer of hope coming in on the 5-day chart, where market cipher is just printed a green dot, getting a little bit of curvature here on the MACD. RSI on the 5 days is a crazy 19%. We could get a little move up, and more than likely we'll get a little red dot following this at some point in the future. there, but this should help kind of stabilize us in this price range, somewhere between 20,000 and 17,000 over the next week or so. Now, also on the 3-day, you can see that we do have that confirmed green dot there. So we are seeing a little bit of stability in the markets right around this price for the moment. However, now if you take a look with me on the daily, and this is really where we need to focus our attention, has the most impact on us over this next week. We can see that the stochastics are showing some bearish divergence, and that gave us a bump down. Now the stochastics have not reset. They need to go lower before we can think about starting to get a curve up. So what this most likely means is that we will probably revisit this bottom area, because what gets wicked gets candlesticks, and hopefully what we will be seeing is some type of double bottom around this area. If, however, we cannot hold this area, we're looking at dropping further down, and I have some targets listed here, some more oh crap targets where you can put limit orders if you're trying to DCA and catch some really good deals on Bitcoin. These are some areas that you want to pay attention to. So taking a Fibonacci on the 4-hour here from the top of this leg down to the bottom, 17,789 is going to be our first oh crap target. Then around the area of 16,664, which is the negative 0.618 Fibonacci, would be our second target. Beyond that, I have some larger targets from Fibonacci, which also come into the areas of 16,541, 15,958, 15,128. And of course, my biggest one of all is coming down here at about 11,488. Quick calculation here, it does look like 15,286 in that area could be a strong area to keep your eye out for. Now switch over to the daily on Bitcoin against USDC just to show you the very lowest items. If I had to guess about where a bottom may be for this bear cycle, I'm basing that on taking the lowest trend lines right here, connecting those, bringing it over to the area where we are, and I would see just a little over 13,000. If or when it ever hits there, it is likely to come and bounce off of there. If it breaks below that, it's anybody's guess what could happen to Bitcoin, because that is our lowest line in the sand right there. But what I would expect to see is that over time that we would come down and touch this line, go a little sideways, and then slowly make our way back up. We've got maybe a year for this to play out. If we go by the 4-year cycle theory, I mean, this could play out around November and take a whole nother year before we come out of this. However, since we are so tied to Wall Street, we really have to look to how the Wall Street, the legacy market, recovers. If it makes a recovery, Bitcoin will follow along with it. Keep the 4-year cycle theory in mind, but keep looking toward Wall Street. Now, taking a quick look at the DXY, the dollar index, it did break out of this flag pattern, this cup and handle pattern to the upside, as it suggested that it would. From here, our upward target, 107 on up to 108. The dollar gaining strength does affect Bitcoin and crypto, so keep that in mind also over the weekend. Watch the dollar. Now, for those of you who do not feel confident enough to do any kind of leverage trading, which I do not advocate, you do have an option if you want to practice your trading skills in this downward market with the BTC 3S. That means 3x leverage short tokens. And you can trade this just like you would any other asset, and you can chart it. And if you were trying to look for a level for it to pull back to, I would look at this $2.62 area. If we get a pullback there, maybe consider going in on that short token if Bitcoin still looks like it is on a downward trend, which I'm pretty confident that we most likely will be. And you'd want to set your take profit right up here around $4.08, $4.44, $4.86. And if we get really lucky and get a big drop in Bitcoin, it could go all the way up to $5.85. It too has risk. These are something you want to hold for short term because I think that they do rebase daily. So just keep that in mind as an option. So guys, keep an eye on this area here. See if we get a bounce up to the top of this channel. This pattern should be getting a retest at least back up to these levels right under 19,900. Could be a very good area to put a short in or switch over to the leverage short tokens. Trade carefully this weekend. I expect it to be volatile. And remember, if we do by chance break below 17,700, these lower targets are the ones that you need to keep in mind, especially if you're trying to dollar cost average and accumulate Bitcoin. These are some good areas to go for. Guys, take care, and I'll see you next time. Be blessed, be positive, and remember, you got this. Road Dog Crypto.